Battery is near empty. Time to recharge.
Time to recharge.
Why is it saying that? It's at 97%.
All right, we're gonna have a great day today. Give it a couple more seconds, Noble. 2 more minutes. Ready? Whenever you're ready, Noble Lamarck.
Okay, hold on. Wait, the 30-second countdown. 1 second. Another. Okay, I'm about to start the 30-second countdown.
Peace.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Peace. I hope everybody having an amazing day. It's Sunday. Let me put my shades on so I can see. How are my nobles doing today? I hope everybody doing good. I hope everybody doing good.
Very good.
But everybody that's on YouTube on my personal page, please subscribe to our Temple and School page on YouTube. It's Burning Bush Tabernacle, Science Temple and School. And without further ado, can we please do our Moorish American prayer? Someone?
Allah, Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Nabi Ali, Shalom Alakim, Ayah Ash'ayah, Hotep, Islam, Amen, peace.
Peace to all my nobles and all the true light seekers all over the world. We are for peace and not destruction. We don't want power to do what the enemy done. We want power to enlighten and teach. That's what this is about. So with that being said, before I get into my topic of knowing yourself, we're going to go maybe start at chapter 3 and just touch on the little inserts. But before I get started, I want to give y'all some quotes real quick from a couple of scholars that's in the past, because at the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we are a group of brothers and sisters that's educators, and we're not here for religious dogma. We leave that to those that don't know who they are. I don't have time for that. Never will argue with no one that had that lower understanding of religious dogma. So I'm going to give a couple quotes from one of the elders, Carter G. Woodson. This is one of his quotes. Let's ponder on some of this. If you can control a man's thinking, you do not have to worry about his action. When you determine what a man shall think, You do not have to concern yourself about what he will do. If you make a man feel that he is inferior, you do not have to compel him to accept an inferior status, for he will seek it himself. If you make a man think that he is justly an outcast, you do not have to order him to take the back door. He will go without being told. And if there is no back door, his very nature will demand one. That's an insert from Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro. I'll give you another one. History shows that it does not matter who is in power or what revolutionary forces take over the government. Those who have not learned to do for themselves, can somebody mute themselves, please? And have to demand solely on others never obtain any more rights or privileges in the end than they had in the beginning. That's another Carter G. Woodson quote from Miseducation of the Negro. I'm going to give you 5. Philosophers have long conceded, however, that every man has 2 educators, that which is given to him, and the other that which he gives himself. Of the 2 kinds, the latter is by far more desirable. Indeed, all that is most worthy in man he must work out and conquer for himself. It is that which constitutes our real and best nourishment. What we are merely taught seldom nourishes the mind like that which we teach ourselves. When you control a man's thinking, you don't got to worry about it, y'all. That's why no man knows what he can do until he tries. As another has well said, to handicap a student by teaching him that his black face is a curse and that his struggle to change his condition is hopeless is the worst sort of lynching. And if the Negro in the ghetto must eternally be fed by the hand that pushes him into the ghetto, he will never become strong enough to get out the ghetto. And at this moment, then, the Negroes must begin to do the very thing they have been taught that they cannot do. Islam? You see what I'm saying? See, if you teach that the Negro that he has accomplished as much good as any other race, he will aspire to equality and justice without regard to race. Such an effort would upset the program of the oppressor in so-called Africa and America. Play up before the Negro, then his crimes and shortcomings. Let him learn to admire the Hebrew, the Greek, the Latin, and the Teuton. Let the Negro lead the Negro to detest the man of African blood, to hate himself. It may be well to repeat here the saying that old men talk of what they have done, young men of what they are doing, and fools of what they expect to do. The Negro race has a rather large share of the last mentioned. Y'all still with me? Come on. I'm just giving some excerpts of wisdom. I'm going to give you all some excerpts from another elder, J.A. Rogers. When Egyptian civilization crossed the Mediterranean to become the foundation of Greek culture, the teachings of Imhotep were also absorbed there. But as the Greeks were wont to assert that they were the originators of everything, Imhotep was forgotten for thousands of years, and Hippocrates, a legendary figure who lived 2,000 years after him, became known as the father of medicine. See, it is too often forgotten that when the Europeans emerged and began to extend, and I don't just say Europeans because that can be cliche. I say Trelodike, Albion. Hey, if they want to say Negro, African American, I use the proper language. Now let's deal with it. Albion, Trelodike, yeah. Extend themselves into the borders world of Africa and Asia during the 15th and 16th centuries. They went out on the colonizing mission and most of mankind. Later, they will colonize the world scholarship, mainly the writings of history, History was then written or rewritten to show or imply that Europeans, Albion, Tralodites were the only creators of what could be called a civilization. In order to accomplish this, the Europeans, the Albions, the Tralodites had to forget or pretend to forget all they previously known about Africa. George G.M. James tell you stolen legacy. See, anthropologists, while pretending to scorn the biblical story of the origin of man and has this, how can I say, distribution over the earth, they continue to use such terms as Hamitic for the Ethiopians and Semitic for the Jews. See, these terms, if they have any meaning at all, designate only language groups, precisely as Latin, Anglo-Saxon, Arab. It is a non-cynical to talk of a Jewish race as it is to talk of a Christian one. For a period of more than 100 years, African warrior nationalists, mostly kings, who had never worn a store-bought shoe or heard of a military school, outmaneuvered and outgenerated some of the finest military minds of Europe. It would be a greater pity to prostitute lessons of wisdom to rascals incapable of understanding and appreciating them. There is no file that can clean iron of this rust after the rust has eaten through my nobles. See, the Jim Crow and the upright Christian livings are held to be invisible by millions of Europeans, Albion Tralodites, especially in the United States and the British colonies and dominions. See, this is history. And I say the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School, we're here as educators. We're not here.
One thing I like to say,
Go ahead, Dad.
you talk about, like the Albions, like we started taking over during the 15th to 16th century. But so happened that coincides with the doctrine of discovery.
Yep.
That was the bounty on all people of melanated complexion.
Absolutely, Dad. Absolutely. Just like the papal bull. When we read these things, and it's like when I talk about since 1853, it was illegal to be a Negro, black, or colored. Research the Spencer and the Dungy with Abraham Lincoln before he was the president. He defended the Moore in court. This is history. And the only way to know where you're going, you have to know where you come from. It's not arguing about this and this is my land. This is not your land. So we have to understand that. We have to know what this science is about and about knowing self. That's what this is all about. And in order to achieve the goals of identity and empowerment that we have described, that I speak about all the time, understanding that God and man is one, it's an educational process. And it must be one that, how can I say it, illuminates the awareness of who we are. We must be proud of this. You must be proud of your ancestral, your tribal makeup, who your mother and father is. You don't have to turn your back on what you know. I mean, I don't understand why Moors think that we're not from these scriptures and always give credit to those outside ourselves. That's not what we teach. We are the gospels. That's why education needs to be used as power. Power is the ability to influence the environment consistent with one's self-interest. Power is the respect that carries the implication of domination, but definitely not the domination of our people. See, this definition of power has implications of the domination of mastery of our needs. Power is intended to put people into the unique position that we can obtain and achieve within the context of our environment, those things that maximize our survival and the continuation of ourselves to the best of our ability. In a world of plentiful resources, as the United States of America, such power does not require arming oneself as a predator of other human beings. In a world of predators, though, such power will perhaps equip people to adequately defend themselves from becoming prey from the greed of others, or to at least seek safe asylum from the predator's oppression. Power, in this sense, does not require the conquest of other people, but only the acquisition of those things which have been, how can I say it, attainable, assigned to the advancement of one's own people as participants in the human community. That's why I said a prophet and an angel come in the voice of the people. I'm not mad at nobody else. We have an environment. We have our own prophet and angels. That's what I'm supposed to be to y'all brothers and sisters. And we shouldn't let nobody disrespect that. We must influence our physical environment. That's why education is the instrument that should equip people to gain control over the physical resources of our environment. When I talk about electricity, we are electric. We're tax exempt for the federal government. That's religious, scientific. Nobody should have a problem doing what we do and donating to the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. No one. We should do it with joy because this is our environment. These are skills that we have developed through educational environments, and we maximize each person's ability to gain better access to the resources in our environment. Just like wisdom and knowledge and books. A lot of people got to go to Amazon. Y'all don't. All the Europeans that I deal with, like, man, do you know what you're doing for the people? This stuff costs thousands of dollars. The wisdom that we teach. I don't have any fake education. A prophet and an angel come in a voice from the people and will be accepted by all mankind. In the highly complex and modern societies, the actual labor of growing food, building houses, creating clothes, discovering new medicines does not depend on individual mastery in these areas. Instead, there is a process of exchange or trade where we give someone something that they need in order to provide us with something that we need. That's what I talk about bartering. This is what money is about and how the economic process operates. Our dollar don't circulate. Everything that we provide, everybody should be dealing with us, and your Moorish dollars circulate. Though these things have been made to appear very complex and abstract and magical. There's nothing magical what I talk about. I talk about tax codes. I talk about laws. If you don't donate to your tax religious organization of your choice, you're giving it to Uncle Sam by choice. Point blank. And if you're not giving 10% of your income to your religious contribution of your choice, Uncle Sam gonna take it. I don't care how much or how little you make. Period. We have to be educated on things. We can build our own infrastructure, but we don't understand it while we sit back and look at all these other organizations. And we talk about the churches. They understand what's going on. Do you? They're naturally motivated to develop the power, the ability to influence the environment consistent with their own self-interest. They dealing with their own self-interest. They don't care about what nobody else got going on, and I don't either. We have to be a plethora of education. Then it's not how much money that you make. It ain't about how much money you make. That's what I tell people. I don't care how much money you make. You still have nothing. You get a raise. You still have nothing. Everything is in debt. You think you're the owner of something, but you don't understand what I teach. You're the manager of money. I tell people, they tell me, I'm going to treat your stuff like mine. Oh, my brother, I don't want you to treat my stuff like yours. I seen your car and I seen your house. Please be the manager. But how effective you are in gaining independent mastery of this power to influence what? Everything around you. Are you able to develop such attractive skills or resources that you are always able to negotiate a trade and not depend on the arbitrary choices of being hired or fired based on someone else's ability to exercise maximum control? I got a lot of that from my mom. I saw my mom being an entrepreneur, my dad being a boss, my mom having daycares, my mom knowing how to sell. That's how I know how to take things and sell. That's why I have a backpack. I'm electric. I don't say how much I make, but I make some every day. It's just a matter of time when my cup runs over. And when you know, I'm going to show you. Ultimately, one does not pursue education in order to get a job, but to control resources in such a way that you will always be in a position to negotiate a trade. And as a people, we must become producers and not remain consumers and employees. We must be able to extract raw materials from the earth. We got to know how to do this. We got to support our educators and our scholars like myself that have something to offer to the people. We under this slave mentality. The environment of ideas. We got to understand that this power to influence the environment is not limited to the physical environment. For the human family, the environment of ideas is even more important than the physical environment. Ideas represent images, concepts, values, and all of those things that influence how people think of themselves and the world around them. Those who influence ideas literally control the minds of the people within the environment of those ideas. When I tell y'all I'm electric, our concepts of what's beautiful, what's important, what's news, what's good, what's desirable are all determined by the environment of ideas. Where people put their energy, their resources, literally what they do with their lives is determined by what? I just told you.
Yes.
That's right, man. It's all valid. That's right. So how to study yourself? We must understand this. Any discussion of self-knowledge must contain several elements, my brothers and sisters. Knowledge of the human nature, of the makeup. This is the study of what constitutes the self, the tout hope secure. From the perspective of the European American study, this includes psychology and the social sciences that we have described in earlier understandings of self and explanations of self. Knowledge of the origins of oneself. This is usually thought of as the study of the history of oneself as a human being and the development of civilization. Knowledge of nature, her patterns, and the environment in which we live, just like Empress did the moon patterns. And we broke that down to 9, how the birth cycles, and how you think you're seeing something, but you're seeing an illusion, and how the pendulum swings the same way to the left as it does to the right. I'm talking about the moon. This is the study of science and mathematics. I like to call it applied mathematics. I like to call it supreme hika, something that's applicable. Knowledge of God. Since life occurs within the context of creation, so if there's a creation, it must be a creator. I'm not dealing with no Big Bang theory. And Africans agree with most of the human family that we are in the image of the great God. The knowledge of our creator is essential to understanding of who we are. That's why I say the divine must come first. You worried about a whole bunch of man-made stuff, but you don't know who you are. The origins of civilization. To know oneself is to know all men. And from us came all, and to us all will return. That's why the study of the origins of civilized life must begin in the Nile Valley. This is old science. I'm not saying nothing new. The biblical scriptures is a biblical history. All the rest of the stuff, we understand the story, but you must understand it and be able to pull out the science. You must be able to pull out the Gnostic teachings. You must be able to pull out the analogy and the parable. Yes, we know what the written words say, but what do it mean? When we talk about study of God, the education is self-knowledge, creates a serious conflict for those that's outside of self. I want us to understand that. See, I wasn't going to be long today. I'm talking about learning to educate ourselves. I've been through the fire. I'm not a poor righteous teacher. When I do things, I expect a certain thing. If we're going to just do other stuff, it's an expectation when I'm on here.
Wow.
I mean, seriously. We do our best. We don't do a little bit. We do our best in all. And if people say they love me, show me you love me. That's why we must educate ourselves. And once we know that a real education is and understand what it is supposed to do, then an important question is, how do we learn to educate ourselves? And one of the real problems, I hear a lot of back noise. And one of the real problems, I hear a lot of back noise. And one of the real problems that results from miseducation, as Carter G. Woodson always said, everybody say, oh, I got that book. Have you read it? Because Carter G. Woodson said one of the factors is our teachers and our preachers. out here playing with us. Y'all talk about the enemy. What enemy? Your own teacher that you go to every Sunday and they tell you you evil and you stupid. It's not only the absence of effective, informative, and information to empower ourselves through the word of Allah, through the word of Yahweh, but not even knowing how to go about the process of educating ourselves. A lot of brothers don't even know how to go about the process. I've been through the fire and I'm right here and we turn our back on it. What's a prophet and an angel? Clothed in the flesh. We got to prepare ourselves for independence and self-determination. We got to do this. We got to educate ourselves through the Christ within, through self-knowledge, through understanding who we are. We have to do this. It's nobody else's job to educate you, to teach you, to tell you what's right. It's my job. And if we all understand what the biblical scripture says, the Bible says a workman is due his hire. Well, I'm working. I don't have a problem with to say that, because in the regular life, I told y'all, I get treated right. So if this is what's right, we got to do what's right by the scriptures. This is why when I ask all my brothers, what's standing on your square? It's doing what's right, what we're supposed to do, understanding who we are, and supporting everything that we say we want to do. It's nothing else that is required. It's nothing else that's required. See, we done got all tripped up, thinking this life is some clothes getting ready to fall on your head. But see, you don't understand the Holy Spirit is what? Understanding. My dad always talking about how you talk about you have understanding and you ain't having a revelation. And you think apocalypse is the end. Apocalypse is not the end. The end of what? See, we have a misunderstanding. We are lost in translation and we lost in mistranslation. See, these is big facts. We letting people tell us who we are and what it is. In the Bible, people that tell you it's finished, it's fulfilled, and we're not under the law no more. Then what law we're not under? Because I'm under Allah's law. I'm under God's law always. And in that word is a Greek word called polero, meaning to magnify, to bring back to its remembrance, because people was teaching false doctrine. Did you see how easily this stuff can be fact checked? You don't have to change nothing. You must have a clear understanding. We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. We are from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. So how are you going to say you ancient and you're not going to connect yourself to the foremothers and the forefathers of the biblical scriptures? You think everything fake? Where are you fake, sir? That's what I want us to understand today. See, when we talk about culture, we let people get us caught up in their own context of words. Everything is a form of a cult because it's a culture. Just like ish, the more ish is the way we live, the way we wear our turbans, the way we wear our fez, the way we dress, the way we wear our tunics or our kuntra or our hijabs or whatever. That's the positive aspect of the ish. Why it's always got to be the negative context? That's the part of more ish. That's the part of Jewish, Hebrewish, the aspects of what make you who you are, your culture, your occult. But see, we've been stripped of identity. Look at everybody that you go and you see them rocking. At least we can rock our native headdress. That's what makes me the Moorish American. I wear my turban and I wear it very, very fresh. You can't tell me it don't look good. If you saying that, you lying.
That's right.
You lying. If you say it don't look good, I know you lying. You just a hater. Because your mama say I look good, your wife say I look good, the Europeans say I look good. So I don't want to hear it. And they wear their turbans. It's in your Bible. The followers of Yahshua wore a turban with the jewels on it. They wore their bonnet. They wore their kuthras just like me with the guards on it. What are you talking about? Silk or cotton? See, I'm giving you the word of God right now. A prophet and an angel is clothed in the flesh. That's what the Bible says. You don't need no intercessor. I'm just a map and a guide. Didn't the biblical scriptures tell you that in our Moorish Quran that Marcus Garvey was just like in the Bible, John the Baptist, the harbinger, the one that was going to prepare the tables? It was someone that was going to come after him to make it plain, to lead you the way, right here in the flesh. We're talking about some Noble Drew Ali. I'll give credit to all that. See, I'm telling you, I'm in the flesh. I don't pray to dead stuff. I give credit to Noble Drew Ali. I give credit to my teacher, Dr. Henry Clifford Kinley. My makeup, I'm in the flesh. If they was in the flesh, they'll be sitting right down there, better be quiet, and they'll listen. And they'll be like, yep, this man is doing exactly what we wanted to do. Bring this science together. I'm synchronizing it. Period. That's exactly what I'm doing. But we always praying the dead things. I ain't dead.
Islam.
You can touch me. You can feel me. A prophet and an angel comes in the voice of your people. So what am I?
A prophet and an angel.
Clothed in the flesh. That's your one-on-ones. You say you Moorish American. You say you study your teachings. What is a prophet and an angel compared to your teachings?
The thought of Allah clothed in the flesh.
Okay then. And the Bible says the same thing. The Bible testifies the same thing what I'm saying. So what we talking about? The type of science we under, the type of Christianity we under, the type of Islam we under, the type of science we under is what? Sufism, tasawwuf. That's the science we under. We don't pray nothing outside ourselves. I teach y'all the SO and the XO for you to have a clear understanding. It should be no secret what I teach. I teach man is made in the image of Elohim. What man? All man. All man. The great God Allah made the red bird, the blue bird, the black bear, the polar bear, the grizzly bear, the koala bear. I ain't seen no big head scientists make nobody different. See, it's a new day. And if people ain't proud of who you are and proud to be a part of what I'm doing, today you got to cut yourself distance from me. Because I get too much love from the real world, man. That's why I say I know this real. I'm in Arizona, a red state. I'm going to continue to say this. I get love everywhere I go.
That's right. I'm a witness.
I mean, I'm serious. I just shipped some books off of ladies like, well, I just got to give you something. I said, ma'am, you don't even know me. She said, yes, I do. She said, you Allah in the flesh. I said, well, damn. She said, I got to give you something. I said, well, what? She's like, my heart was compelled to do that. Are you used to this? I'm used to it now by living in Arizona. And people think I'll be making this stuff up. I don't make it. Why do I got to make this stuff up? People be giving me stuff. And so when I create a ministry, I've told you, I've been in church. My mom and dad on here. I've been in church. Church folk give 10% of their income. I'm just painting a picture. I don't ask nobody for 10% of nothing. Never have, never will. I say, if we do right, we'll give. And I shouldn't have to ask. Because if not, especially if you're working, you're going to give it to Uncle Sam. That's why I teach this. And that's why all my professors, all the Masons, they said, your people got to catch on in a minute. Especially those that's making six figures. They don't understand what you're doing, sir. They're going to give it to Uncle Sam. You can give them a tax exempt receipt. They don't want to help you be successful. They're going to watch you. These is big facts, man. We're tax exempt for the federal government, religious, scientific, charitable. I just told you, education. We need to be educated on things. I'm not asking nobody to give me nothing. You're not giving me nothing. But if you give me something, I'm going to take it. We got to understand what we're doing. It takes money. This is God's business. How are we going to do anything and don't understand that? How you go? Oh, so you're going to go into church and don't give? So I got the big temple and all y'all come and say, well, she teaching, but nobody's going to donate. Nobody's going to give 10% of their earnings. You're going to let Uncle Sam take it? You're going to let Uncle Sam take it? Think about this and all the work we can do. I have to say this. All the shows y'all watch, Sopranos, why y'all think they part of the church? Why y'all think they can testify to the priest? Because they don't respect black people. If you testify to the black preacher, he going to get subpoenaed to go to court. Because blacks don't have no rights. I told you I'm not a black preacher. I'm a priest. I'm a rabbi. It's confidential. It's lawyer and confidential and client right with me. I'm telling y'all law. We haven't been educated on this. And it's no one's fault. It's no one's fault of nothing. I've been educated on this. You can get anybody, law prosecutor, a financial advisor. I bet you a district attorney, prosecutor. I bet you they're going to sit on their hands the whole time I talk. And I'm going to look them dead in their eye when I'm talking. I tell everybody, if you're not donating to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice, you giving it to Uncle Sam. Ask your tax preparer. If you don't have any tax deductions, you love Uncle Sam. It's just what it is. We have the right to do this. We're supposed to support what we love. I'm going to continue to say that. And that's a whole form of education. That is a whole umbrella of education. We got to stop talking about people as my dad say. How y'all think TD Jakes' church is big? How? How do y'all think his church is big? Come on. Y'all got the answer. Somebody say it.
No.
Donations
and offerings.
Thank you. Donations from the people. From the people. From the people. He ain't getting no grants or no loan. It's from regular people like y'all. When my homie mama died, asked my dad and my mom. I went over there to help him, pack his mom stuff up. We go upstairs. We wonder why his mom didn't ever have no money. She always asking us for money. She giving all her retirement money to Peter Popoff. Stacks. Stacks. And I tell us, we are miseducated. If that's the case, this is a form of TV. This is a form of televangelist. That's why I said we got to take the good and for the bad. Because see, our mental is messed up. We always look at stuff as evil. This network, all y'all in different geographical areas. This is a good tool. Right now, I'm being a televangelist. There's nothing wrong with that when I'm doing it in the right aspect. Treat me the same way. If I'm using this tool to treat something good, hey, let me pick up my phone. Hey, yep, my Cash App is $KGB. Yep, right now, my Cash App, $KGB. I ain't asking nobody for a slug. I ain't no here. Hey, okay, we need an intermission. Okay, man, y'all need to buy my prayer rug and my holy water. I ain't asking you for that. I got wisdom. I resurrected a lot of men. How was a lot of y'all men looking before y'all met me? Look how y'all looking at like now. Look at my soul. Look at Brian. This is resurrection. This is influence. This education. You got to tell me this ain't power. If this ain't power and we stand you with our dollars, I done way more for men. Look at yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror, what you were 4 years ago.
Islam and gratitude.
Islam Sheikh.
All of us. Even me. That's why I said I'm a big, like them commercials say, I'm not only the owner, I'm a client too.
Yep.
I ain't only the owner. I tell you, y'all want to see my books? Do y'all want to see my books when I donate to this each year? And I ain't no rich man. I ain't got the bag like that like a lot of these Negroes do. I give more to the BBT than damn near everybody, except my daddy. Real talk. Because I told y'all, my family support me. And y'all my family. That's what I'm saying. We supposed to show people what this about. We supposed to show people how we love what we going on. So when they come around us, they say, this is how they do. Yeah, this is how we do. With joy. Because you're going to give it away anyway. If nobody on here got no tax deductions, I guarantee you at the end of the year, you're like, man, well, I got to write Uncle Sam a check for 15, whatever amount of dollars. Because you have no deductions. And if you're giving something, you ain't giving enough. So that's why you got to write a check to Uncle Sam at the end of the year. That's why it's so important to give 10%. I break down law. The law says you have the right to donate to your religious and charitable contribution of your choice. If you're in the state of California, they say you can give up to 60% of your tax income that you owe Uncle Sam. 60%. So say if you owe $1 million in taxes a year, you can give up $600,000 to the BBT. Just imagine that. Just imagine that. Just imagine right now, wherever you live, you can get 50% of the money that you owe Uncle Sam. So right now, say if you owe Uncle Sam $1,500, you're going to write a check to Uncle Sam for $1,500 instead of donating to your temple and school. Sad on us. And we've been doing that shit for years. Years. And everybody be sitting up in my face. I was like, you ain't doing me no favor. You giving it away. I'm teaching you something. When you get a job, don't they have 3 different percentage on what they can take out your check? What everybody say, I want them to take the most because I'm going to get a rebate check. You only getting about a couple percentage about what they took from you out the whole year. Don't you know that? The whole thing is to pay Uncle Sam less. You want them to take less out your check for you can donate and you can give a tax-exempt receipt. It's the whole thing about giving Uncle Sam less. Why do you want something back? Don't even understand what I'm talking about. That's the miseducation of the Negro that Carter G. Woodson be saying. We're miseducated in the pulpit and we miseducated educational-wise. I went and got the education. I went and got the bachelor's degree with a minor in marketing and sales and nonprofit and business management. I went and got the master's degree in first century history and religion and linguistics. I went and did that. You see? So when people talk about being educated on something, you can't come to me with that fake stuff. Just like all my professors said, I should be doing this. This is what I'm telling y'all. A prophet and an angel is no good in his own country. We should be proud of what we're doing. We should be proud to see our business growing and everything growing and all the work that we're doing and all the literature that we provide. Right now, just like I just shipped my dad books. People couldn't get those Idea Mart books years ago. Now look at the My PDF books. We producing books, and Lamar got the print press. He just shipped my dad his Idea Mart books. Look what all the work we're doing. You don't have to go to Amazon and go get a Tavistock Institution of Human Engineering for $4,800. You could get that from us and print it and bind it. You don't have to go to Amazon and get a Russian icon by Vladimir Ivanhoe for 6 bands. This is what I'm telling you, the education, what we provide, the wisdom, connecting yourself to God. Look at all the stuff that we have. Look at our Moorish heads. Look, ain't nobody done. People don't know. They saw the European lady in England talk about she has slaves on her and don't know this Moorish legacy. Look what all y'all got them Moorish heads on y'all. We provide this. Y'all turbans come in-house. We provide our turbans, our fezzes, our tunics. This shirt I got on. We provide this all in-house. Moorish haberdashery, everybody should be on there. Once a month. Everybody should be going to My PDF getting things. That's what this is about. Culture. Not worrying about taking food off the table to feed the dogs. That's the scripture, a lamb for a household. A lamb for a household. You got to be okay with filling yourself up like my dad used to say. Fill yourself up first. How you going to care about somebody you ain't have nothing for yourself? Not saying you don't have compassion. And not saying that you don't care, but you don't have nothing. You got to understand this. Self-preservation is always first. Understand this. That's why I say more science is for the household. We don't diss nothing, as my father always say. What do you have to diss? You just have a misunderstanding. It's a resurrection. We're made in the image of God. We're from the tribe of Judah, lineage of David by blood. I want us all to understand that. We don't diss the biblical scriptures. We are made in the image of God. And with that being said, man, I give everyone honor. I give everyone glory. I give everyone just a lot of appreciation just to take the time and study. Because a lot of our people will go to church and then be talking about the preacher when they come home and have that Bible and it's collecting dust. Come study. Come resurrect yourself. Because I don't go against the scriptures. I teach the scriptures, but I know a lot of our people don't study the Bible. They just open that book up. I know this. And so with that being said, man, is there any questions? Do anybody have anything to share? My Cash App is Cash App $KG Bay. I'm going to say it again. My homeboy said, say it again. Cash App $KG Bay. Do anybody have any questions? Because I'm on Instagram. I mean, I'm on my other thing. My homeboy said, ain't nobody gave no donations. I'm going to start showing y'all what all my friends say. Like, man, how you don't get no donations? How you ask the people? Ask them. He was like, man, I went to church today and I'm full. He was like, I went to church today. I don't know. He was like, this is amazing. This is my Christian homeboy. I ain't going to say his name in the church you go to. They just opened another church in Saginaw. A cathedral. A cathedral. And he was like, man, I don't know nothing. I'm telling you big facts. He was like, man, the stuff you open up, he's like, this in the Bible. Yeah, it's in the Bible. He said, well, what are you up here talking about? Ask him. Just ask him one day and see what he tell you. A teacher, the Bible says there's qualifications of a pastor in Titus. Is there any questions, man? Yep, he said, say it again. Cash App $KG Bay. For everybody that's on YouTube, yep, it's Cash App $KG Bay. And you can get any books. You can get any books from me. Anything you see on Amazon, he was like, man, tell him about all your books. I don't even like to talk about all the books I gathered and compiled. I've gathered and compiled over 10 books. I have a full library. You should never go to Amazon and get nothing. And I said library, not library. Yeah.
It's tax deductible.
And it's all tax deductible. We're taxes in for the federal government. Religious, scientific, charitable. You don't have to go to no church and say, I'm finna get some nasty spaghetti dinner. I ain't got no nasty spaghetti dinner for you. I got some wisdom for you, because you're gonna get that spaghetti dinner and throw it in the trash anyway. I'm telling you, I have a full library. You say you a Moor, why you don't have a turban? You say you a Moor, why you don't have a fez? Why you don't have a kufi? You don't have nothing that we provide. You don't have no literature. And then if you what company will give you stuff? I told y'all, we are a tax exempt organization. When I ask for things, I ask for charitable donations. So if I say, hey man, say if I got a book and I'm holding up and it's the Exhumed of the Nation, and I say today's lecture, you can get Exhumed of the Nation for a $40 or $50 donation, the PDF. And if you want the book printed, my noble will print and bind it for you for an $80 donation, a suggested donation. That's a suggested donation. If you say, man, Sheik, I really want that PDF, but I don't have the money, I'm gonna still let you get it because this is a suggested donation. And nobody should have a problem with it because you see the value. The book is $250. The book is $250. The book is $250. So this is what I'm telling us, man. Don't watch me, y'all. Don't watch me do business with the rest of the world and everybody that's watching. Y'all see me on Shark Tank.
That's right.
And y'all see me on Shark Tank, and I done sold this company for $100 million. Y'all think I'll be making this stuff up. I live a whole different life than a lot of people, man. My wife will tell you, I talk to everybody that walk past me. When they see my car, they like, man, you just like Jeff Bezos. They say, hold on, wait a minute, who is this? They like, you got books, you had to go to college. He like, I never heard of this. And it mostly be European Masons and officials and Scottish Rite Masons. They say, man, are you willing to sell your company? When I show them morrishaberdasher.com and my PDF books, they like, man, this is a multi-million-dollar organization. Yep.
Don't forget when the so-called Jewish Masons wanted to buy the rights to your books.
Man, I was on campus. I called my mom and dad. My professor is a Scottish Rite Mason. So I gathered and compiled a book called Divine Creed of Moorish Islam and my Sufism in the Triple Rose book. He said, I want to sit you down, because he took me to a lot of the lodges out here because I wore my fez every day in class. And he was like, I know you ain't part of them black Masons. And he was like, because you too knowledgeable. He was like, I know you don't want to be a part of that. He was like, you can't be a black Mason knowing your wisdom, because that's a misnomer. So he started taking me around, showing me stuff. Asked my dad, he said, we know you drive that Camaro with them 20s on it. That blue Camaro. Told me my plate, everything. He said, we know your dad, Larry Goodman and Inez Goodman. I said, huh? And he said, I want to apologize for what happened to your brother. Scared the shit out of me. He was like, we researched you. He said, I hope you ain't going here to think you finna get some job. He said, man, I hope you're set, your church or whoever brought you here to get the wisdom to go back just like Haile Selassie and be who you be. This is what they was telling me. And he was like, man, we want to buy your publishing to your book. And you can't put it out no more. He like, we'll give you a $10,000 and that's it. The same way my mama did the illustration for a book, and them people bought it and they took it off the shelves. I knew what they wanted to do. He said, there's too much information in this. This is what he told me. He said, this is too much information compiled in this little bitty compilation. He said, how many people? And then he asked me, how much have I distributed of it? I said, I don't know. I said, I couldn't tell you. I said, I asked for donations. I said, I don't know how much I distribute. I couldn't tell you. And so that's what I'm saying, man. This is real, you know? This is real. I tell people, this is nothing fake. Go on mypdfbooks.com right now and look at my extensive library. Go on Instagram and follow me. Follow my brother, Akil A. Jelani Moorish Book Club. Go on on Instagram and follow A. Jelani Moorish Book Club and see the plethora of wisdom that I have. A lot of the stuff that I have on my Instagram page, that's just my personal library. A lot of stuff I don't even have on my PDF books, because a lot of that stuff I share with my muftis. They on here. I just gave all my muftis a plethora of books that they probably never heard of educators and scholars from years ago. Hi, Nobles.
Facts. Islam.
So any questions, man, before we leave? I have to ask that. I'll be asking people. Nobody say nothing. And then my email be full. All these Sufism books. Like mama. I bet you I asked my mom this, and I bet you she know who this person is. Mom, have you ever heard of Fannin.
Of who? What's the name? France Fanon. Yes.
See, I told you my mom is an educator. A lot of brothers don't know. I did this whole lecture in African American Studies at GCU. They didn't know who the heck I was talking about. They didn't know who I was talking about. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
And I'm gonna tell everybody, like I told you, don't ask me who it is. Look it up for yourself.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom. And I said, come on, y'all. I said, all this wisdom we have. And they try to put all this stuff on Amazon for thousands of dollars. I have an extensive library for everyone. Any questions? Any questions? The floor is open.
I just want to say that video that you sent us was a very it was a good video that you sent us this week. I think on Friday that you sent us, that it can lead people to do more research along, and it coincides with everything that you've been talking about in the last 4 years that I've been with you. It's just another somebody else saying the same thing, but they're giving historical references. You've been doing this for the last 4 years, and other people before you've been doing it. But we just had a platform of the internet that we got. So at this point in time, there's no excuse for some people to say that they don't know. They have to want to know. They got to want to care about their history and their past instead of complaining all the time. So here we are right now. We can eliminate all the excuses and all the I don't knows, because here we are. We are here right now in the flesh, willing to help. But you got to be willing to show up for yourself and your children.
Islam.
So that's all I have to say.
Islam.
Y'all know. So y'all know who this is? That's Neely Fuller Jr. See, a lot of these, Neely Fuller Jr.
You said Fuller?
Yeah. Another educator, another scholar. I got all their books. I said I have an extensive library, a plethora of wisdom. Amos Wilson, all that stuff you see on Amazon that costs all that money. Y'all have them all. Y'all have all the wisdom. People don't know about it. People ain't never had access of all these books. Y'all do. Y'all have all this stuff that can educate the whole new world. We talk about the book of Eli. The book of Eli right here. And every book I read, we can burn every book up right now. I bet you I can be like, how did this man break down every book? Because I read every book. I put the work in. I've been through the fire. I've done it all. And I ain't blowing tooting my horn. There's one in my car. If this was a quiz bowl, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win.
It ain't bragging. It ain't bragging if it's true.
I'm just telling you. If this was a quiz bowl, I'll win. If it was a spelling bee, I'll win. If it's an etymology test, I'll win. If it's a historical test, I'll win. I put the work in with all the Europeans. I had to be matter-factual. I had to be. That's why I say, how can you call yourself a scholar? Where your scholarship at? How you study? You don't even know when I talk about peer-reviewed scholarly research and talking about writing APA format. This is if you say you're a scholar, then you must agree with what I'm saying. If you're a scholar, if not, then you arbitrarily explain it. And I don't have time to do that. All the wisdom, all I just shared with y'all. And then somebody gonna go and like Malik said, they're gonna say they don't know. They're gonna go to Amazon and buy all that. I just told them my Cash App. I just told you all my companies. mypdfbooks.com. That's books with the Z.
I'll add to this. Oh, my bad. Go ahead, see.
Okay. Don't forget that thought. mypdfbooks.com. That's books with the Z. All those books are on there, are digital downloads. You can download to your tablet or go to Office Max and Staples and have them printed and bind them. That's why we had a PDF for expensive. So if you want the books binded, my Noble Lamarck and my Noble Dantes, we bind books on our print press. All these turbans and fez that you see us wear, MorrisHaberdasher.com, where you can get all your Moorish American regalia and much, much more. Our temple and school page is bbtsciencetemple.com. My Cash App is Cash App $KG Bay. Go ahead, Malik.
So what I wanted to say is that, you know, you gave an analogy about people go to the Amazon and buy books, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, who y'all studying with? Because if you're studying to be knowledgeable, you got to have somebody to bounce that off of. You got to have a map and a guide, because you don't send your children to school and there's not a teacher in the classroom to guide them, to help them understand and to know what's what. So you go there just buying books and doing it on your own. What are you getting out of it? You can't completely be getting any type of dialogue or understanding because you have nobody to bounce it off of.
Yep. You just reading books. And that's what a lot of people do. Mama, what's the phrase? I think my mama left. It's a phrase. Mama, where you go? It's a phrase. It's called Inez.
What?
What's the phrase, Mom? The person I was just collecting books.
Oh, I think it's called to somebody or something like that. I don't remember.
But
It's a Japanese word.
Yeah.
It's a Japanese word. Look it up, y'all.
Yeah, I got it. I got it written down.
Collecting books, just collecting books and not reading.
Yep. Just collecting stuff and not reading them. To Sudoku? Sudoku? Or Sundoku?
Yeah, that's it. That is it. I remember you told us
Sundoku?
It's something like that.
Something like that.
Look it up.
And with and with no intentions on reading and studying nothing. Man, I'm telling y'all, look, let me show y'all something before we leave, because this is a good time. Let me show you something. Anytime I ask how you spell something when I was young, my mom always talk about look it up. Here I go when I was a kid. Look at me. Look what's behind me.
A library.
See?
Library.
So all I did is resorted to what I know. You see, when you train a child up, they go right back to what they know. I'm a library. Oh, are we happy? Jeff Bezos, we go in there and buy all those books. Jeff Bezos don't own nothing. He just have a distribution center. I mean, I own everything. And I can make the books PDF. And you can get the books. When you get an expensive book from me, you get the PDF. So if you let your friend borrow it, you can print it again. Look at, that's me, all books. I got a lot of those books right there with me right now. It's a Quran back there. It's a Quran back there.
Yeah, Bezos ain't gonna give you no taxes and receipt either.
Yep. It's a Quran on here that I got over there. My dad Quran that he had is green. I got it right over here. Still. Bibles, everything since I was a kid. So this ain't fake with me. I just had to go back to what I know. This is real with me. And I know what we can do together collectively. I've been in part of churches, man. I know what we can do. I know what we can do with one sound and one mind and a group of men. It don't take a whole bunch of us. It don't take all our money. It take us understanding a little of what we're doing and donate to what we love and watch what happens. Because we support all other stuff. Like our Noble got that good thing going on where we can save on our bills. We don't have no cable. But everybody be like, oh, I like to flick this. Man, not me. I'm getting that from my Noble. I'm saving. I watch everything what I want to watch. See, and I use my other money to build and support with this cipher. See, I done been through the fire, man. My dad taught me. That's why I said I tell y'all, if a fly was on the wall, y'all talk about the big head scientist, we'll call it the big head fly. The fly wouldn't be able to move his head to be so big with wisdom. The fly would be flying like this. Everything that comes from me was been instilled for me from my father. I'm telling y'all, man, my mom and my dad on here. That's why men should respect what I'm saying, man. My mom and my dad with me. I ain't no criminal or fool. What criminal gonna have their mom and dad right there with them unless they a criminal family? You know I'm a good man because my last name is Goodman. And they go my dad on here, you know I'm a good man, my mom on here. You know I'm a good husband, my wife right there. Come on. I do everything with family. I learned. I'm just like my dad.
Definitely, I'm a witness to that.
My dad brought me up in family. I grew up going places, going to the Statue of Liberty, going on family vacations. I tell everybody, my story ain't everybody's story. The white man is. I don't want to hear all that. I grew up in the hood. It ain't no supremacy under me. Everything that's the problem with us is us. Ain't nobody killed my brother. A Negro killed my brother. A Negro killed my cousin. A Negro killed my big homie Miguel. Brothers gonna kill brothers. So when we talk that supremacy stuff, I don't want to hear it.
That's right. Negroes ran us out of the hood.
I don't want to hear that.
Not one.
They have no power over you. They have no power. No one have power over God. They can come to you, but you must stand. It's like stand your ground. When two or more gather, there I am. And this is an occult. This is a culture. That's what make us Moorish. That's what make us Moorish Americans. That's why in Masonry, that's why the lion can lay down that light. The lion and lamb can lay down that night and wake up in the morning and no one will be harmed. That's the analogy of that. That's why the world is so beautiful. You got the bluebirds and the redbirds. That's why this world is so beautiful. That's why the great God created everything. The God said, man, you can have a nation inside of a nation. What are you talking about? So with that being said, man, let's support what we love. And let's be like horses and then with those blinders on. We ain't looking at nothing on the side of us, nobles. We ain't looking at nothing on the left side of us. We ain't looking at nothing behind us, but we gonna crash. Baby, we looking straight forward. Man, my eye is on the prize. All I see, I'm Stevie Wonder. Yeah. I don't see nothing but what's in front. I'm going forward. I'm living in the moment. Ain't nothing, what happened to me in the past, that's what made me the king I am today. When I look at them scars, when I look at pictures of my brother, I don't look at pain. I look at strength. I look at that as endurance to go on, to give God glory, to have that breath of life in my lungs every morning. And I wake up every morning with a sound mind and a sound body to do what? To go get it. Because my life ain't based on a dollar amount. Why? Because if man make money and Allah make man, I'm going to always be in a position for Allah to bless my hands. I'm going to always be in a position to bless my hands, to get me some rice and some beans. Because I don't need nothing else. I got all the clothes. I'm a king.
We fly first class.
See, I can eat me some rice and some beans. I just got to feed myself. In my father's house, it's many mansions. See, in our culture, let me tell y'all something about our clothes. In our culture, we be mad when we come from good families, or we got to respect the struggle. But when the Europeans, and they come from family backgrounds, and they be trust fund babies, and they be set for life, and they can go and be who all they want to be, but we got to go through the fucking struggle. And that's cool. That ain't cool with me. In my father's house, it's many mansions, and I ain't no poor righteous teacher. You see me?
Islam.
I'm just being honest, man. You don't get no second chance to make a first impression. We spend all our money furiously. Look, come on, man. Today, rise up. Kumbaya. That don't mean come by here. That means stand up and arise, my Lord. The kum, the ba, and the ya. See, I told y'all we need to be resurrected, because right now you would think kumbaya, just like how you was taught in school. You thought that mean come by here. And I'm telling you today, you've been miseducated. So if it ain't no more questions, I give y'all gratitude. I give y'all love. Once again, I'm going to do it like the preachers. My cash app is $KG Bay. My homeboy said, he's like, why don't you do the Carney Wilson? See, this is my boy from Flint, because we joke like this. Y'all ever watch BET late at night and y'all seen the preacher Carney Wilson on there? Like, oh, get my prayer package. Oh, get my time. Oh, get my Jesus water. He's like, you ain't even doing that, Sheik. He's like, you got all this for these people. All this for these people. You ain't selling them no scam. Get my prayer rag. Send me some dollars like these fools that people be doing up night. I don't do none of that. He said, you don't do none of that. You don't do none of that, sir. And I give gratitude. So I can speak like this, because I've been on this battlefield for a long time. All y'all got to do is go on YouTube and pull up Burning Bush Reverend Pastor Corey Goodman. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. And I don't got to say nothing else. Go on YouTube and pull up Pastor Corey Goodman Bang. And see if I talking different in the church. I was talking the same. I was talking with power and conviction for my people. I can be whatever my people are. Y'all talk about more science. It ain't no temples nowhere. It ain't no more science temples nowhere. It's a temple in my city. That mug shut down. When that mug go up for foreclosed, I bet you I buy it. I bet you. I bet you. It ain't no more science temples nowhere. Most of y'all families go to church. Your mama go to church. Your wife go to church. Your big mama go to church. Your wife mama go to church. Her mamas go to church. While you talk about you ain't this and you ain't that. That's why nobody don't like you. I'm being honest, man. So I give y'all gratitude. Any questions? If not, let's do our Moorish American prayer. And we out of here. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my guide, my protector, and my salvation, by night and by day. Through his holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through myself, as the prophet of the BBT, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple and School. Because like I said, I'm going to continue to say this. I give honor and respect to all the prophets gone in the flesh. But I ain't dead. I ain't dead. So I give honor to myself. I give honor to you. I give honor to my mom and my dad. Period. And our benediction. May the benediction of Allah, Yahweh, be upon you and all of us as we all strive to be a credit to Allah. And when we say Allah, we're not talking about no Al-Islam. I'm talking about the Kabbalah. I'm Kabbalistically speaking. I'm talking about that pentagram sitting straight up. I'm talking about arm, leg, arm, head that make you a perfect body, which you see on my ID on my books. Man made in the image of Elohim. I ain't talking about no Al-Islam stuff. A part of you gotta die. I ain't talking about you finna go to heaven and that and get no 99 virgins. No. Make haste to bestow thy acts of love upon all brothers, all sisters, no matter creed, no matter color. And do us our best to shun all the evil. Remember to take suckle of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that we all might nourish the soul of all men, women, and children. Let the truth be thy shield in the manifest battles of falsehood. Moors, nobles, and all true light seekers, we should understand and we should know that we don't have to pick the locks to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal theft. Why, you may ask? For behold, my brothers and sisters, the key to salvation already rests within our own hands. And yes, even though just a tittle, just a small portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there is still the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah, may Buddha, may Yahweh guide you, whatever name you give praise. May it protect you. May it preserve you, and may it give you everlasting peace. May it lengthen your age. I give you praises. I give you honor. I give you love. Peace, 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 peace. Amen. Islam. And I love y'all, man.
El Rahman, El Rahim.
Ya Hak, Ya Muhammad. Ashe. Peace, peace. Islam and love, nobles. Love y'all, man. Love y'all, mom. Peace. Peace. Love y'all, man.